Hello, I am John Parkin, the director of the Madison County History Museum and Archival Library here in Edwardsville, Illinois. And I would like to talk to you about an archaic expression that is declining in use. Have you ever heard someone use the colloquialism, "they've lost everything, lock, stock, and barrel"? If you have you ever pondered what that phrase actually means? If not, allow me to share with you the likely origin. One of my hobbies is reenacting. Over the years, I've participated in a number of Lewis and Clark Corps of Discovery events and refought many skirmishes and battles of the War of 1812. Most reenactors are avid fans of history, intently studying the minutiae of the period they portray. A dedicated reenactor researches everything, down to the correct buttons and stitching of their clothes. They even try and resurrect older terms and expressions no longer in use. Because of this, they can be a great source about life and the times of the past. This is a replica of an 1803 Harper's Ferry flintlock rifle. What makes it a flintlock is this piece of little rock here, or chert. I use this whenever I go reenacting. Weapons similar to these were commonly found in many households in the early 19th century. There are three main components to such weapons: the lock, the stock, and the barrel. The lock, sometimes referred to as a firelock, is the firing mechanism. The weapon is primed by putting black powder in the flash pan and then closing the frizzen. When the hammer is cocked or pulled back, the gun is ready to fire. Pulling the trigger releases the hammer, allowing the flint to strike and simultaneously open the frizzen. The resulting spark ignites the powder, which shoots a flame through a tiny touch hole, causing the powder in the base of the barrel to explode, thus discharging the weapon. The barrel is the long metal tube out of which the bullet is fired. This is a .58 caliber rifle. Many people mistakenly use the term rifle and musket interchangeably, as if they are the same thing. Nothing could be further from the truth. Muskets are smoothbore weapons. They can be quickly loaded and fired. A good musket man can load, fire, and reload 3 times in a minute. This can be critical in a battle, where volume and frequency of volleys can be the deciding factors between victory or defeat. A problem with muskets, however, is that accuracy diminishes with distance. Rifles, on the other hand, maintain greater accuracy over a longer range. This is because their barrel is rifled. Inside there are a series of grooves that twist as they run the length of the barrel. What these grooves do is add a spin to any projectile shooting out of the muzzle, similar to the spiral that a quarterback puts on a football. This results in greater accuracy and a longer range, as mentioned earlier. The greater accuracy of a rifle, however, is obtained at the expense of a lower rate of fire. It takes about 1 minute to properly load, aim, and fire. The final component is the stock. They are usually made of wood. This is what holds everything together and makes this both a functional and deadly weapon. When hewing an existence out of the wilderness, a sturdy and reliable weapon was essential. If competently wielded, it could provide food, clothing, and shelter. So, when talking in terms of losing everything, lock, stock, and barrel, one's ability to provide sustenance and shelter for themselves and their family was severely hampered. This parlous situation is akin to being up a creek without a paddle. Another euphemism to be discussed at a later time, perhaps. I would like to encourage all of you to engage the older generation in the preservation of their wisdom and knowledge. before the vagaries of time forever remove them their memories from us. In closing, I would like to share a few things about gun safety. Assume that every gun is loaded. Always have the safety on whenever possible. Notice when I do not have my weapon in use, I have my flint fully depressed, and I also cover the frizzen with a leather sleeve. This prevents any misfiring. Also, number 3, never point a barrel at any living thing. Remember the aphorism, it is the unloaded gun that kills? I did not show you the inside of the barrel during this presentation because my wife is operating as the cameraman, and I have grown quite fond of her over the past 40 plus years. For any younger viewers out there, if you find a gun, remember the following. Stop. Don't touch. Leave the area and find an adult. I want to thank you for spending a few moments with me today. I hope you enjoyed learning something as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. And until the next time, have a nice day and keep your powder dry.